Good evening. On agenda today, we're talking about two very specific instances of high-profile social media trolling. In the first instance, when we saw Saif and Karina's baby being born, then many people attacked them for the choice of their baby's name. And more recently, over the last 24 hours, we've seen cricketer Mohammed Shami being attacked because he put up a picture of his family. His wife was attacked for her choice of outfit. Take a look at what that was all about, and then we'll be asking, what does it say about a society? Is this something that's here to stay? Take a look.
Indian pacer Mohammed Shami, recovering from an injury, recently shared pictures with his wife Haseen Jahan and daughter on social media. Little did he know he would be subject to online abuse. Religious fanatics demanded his wife, wearing a sleeveless gown in the photographs, cover herself and wear a hijab, as it was against Islam to dress immodestly. The fiery fast bowler hit back with this rather cool tweet. He said there are only a lucky few who achieve milestones in their lives. Stay jealous. These two are my life partners. I very well know what I'm supposed to do and what not. We should introspect on how we are as human beings.
There is no force in our Islam, for sure. I think people should learn to look into themselves first before they point fingers at others.
It was Twitter again who came in support of Shami. Fellow cricketer Mohammad Kaif called the comments shameful while showing his support, going on to say that there are bigger issues in this country. Hopefully sense will prevail. Lyricist scriptwriter Javed Akhtar tweeted to say anyone who thought Mrs. Shami's outfit was anything but elegant and dignified had to be sick in the mind. Farhan Akhtar complimented Mrs. Shami too and conveyed his regards to the Indian cricketer. Badminton star Jwala Gutta echoed the thought, saying whether it's naming a child or deciding what to wear, it is an individual's choice and must be respected. The outrage comes right after the online hysteria over the name of Kareena Kapoor and Saif Ali Khan's newborn, Taimur. And like Saif and Kareena, Shami and family too is doing what is the best thing to do with this pointless moral policing: ignore.
So lots of people now coming out in support, but does everyone feel the same? A lot of our students here in the audience also divided. Let me introduce you to our panelists today. We have Atiya Zaidi, who is a publisher. Also, Maulana Maqsood Ul Hasan Kazmi, chairman of the All India Imam Council. Tarekh Fateh, commentator, writer. Ira Trivedi, another writer and also on social media. And Hilal Ahmed, assistant professor at CSTS. We start off with the talking point. Trolled for the choice of an outfit. What's the fuss about? Maulana Saab, if I can start with you. What do you feel about it? Why do you think she deserved it? Did Mohammed Shami's wife deserve it? All this attack?
No. Islam has a dress code, not only for female, for male as well. Islam says the women and male should be decently dressed. Their part of body should not be visible. So people who have come on social media against her dress, they have said nothing, only they have advised him to keep himself away from such type of dress. And this is
only wearing a
this is only a point of view. And likewise the judge, likewise the jury, likewise the advocate, likewise people, they time to time keep putting their point of view on several issues. So we should take this only in terms of expressing their point of view. They have not threatened, they have not gherowed his or her house like people Shiv Sena and RSS and they do. So we should not make it a hype. By raising such issues, new media people are misleading the country from the real issues of Indian women.
Okay.
There are a lot of
I
I
just wanted to point out, we only came in hours later when they were already attacked. Atiya Zaidi is sitting next to you. You were already shaking your head about what he's saying? Why is that?
Let me. There are many more important issues.
Yeah.
You don't. I am not talking about it.
No, but
I don't talk you.
Sir, Maulana, sir.
Yes,
we've heard
there are
about that.
many more important issues.
Okay.
Like there are the
Okay.
Dori there burning over the.
Okay,
But
you made that
media
point.
doesn't focus on such issues.
So I think when that's
मौलाना
the
साहब,
we do.
मीडिया के
Yeah,
बारे में
Atiya
the
Zaidi.
woman speak.
Atiya Zaidi,
मौलाना
please.
साहब, मीडिया बारे में प्रोग्राम नहीं है, ये एक उसके बारे में. We are talking about one particular girl, and if I start with say, if I quote 2 lines of John Donne, who is a metaphysical poet, and I tell you take these 2 lines, or if I tell you a शेर of Ghalib, कागजी है पैरहन हर पैक करे तस्वीर का, take it to 10 editors, 10 teachers, 10 interpreters, they will all interpret it in their own ways. Any written text, which is not, I mean, we don't even know which is the original written text. It's the original.
No text involved.
I mean, even if they say that the Quran says this, I didn't find it anywhere.
Nonsense. This is a lie.
Quran,
Just a second.
only
Now,
says
now.
about the garment.
Keep a balance.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, please,
we'll
let
come
her
back.
finish first.
Tarekh Saab, I would, if it was not so cold, I would have come in a sleeveless short dress today. And that's my prerogative, so let them scream at me.
Okay.
It's their interpretation.
Tarekh Fateh ji, yeah.
This is a complete lie that there is a dress code given as to what is to be covered and uncovered. The Quran is very specific that women should cover their breasts. And if that is too Victorian a standard and people are unwilling to utter those words and say, Sharam gahon ko bachao, then we know, all of us have read the Quran, we don't have to be a Maulana to pronounce on it. What has happened with Shami and his wife and the kid is outrageous, and it is an insight into what is happening within Indian Muslim society. There is an entire clergy that wants to control how people behave, what they wear, how they speak, how they name their children. Everything is controlled, and when people stand up for their own personal liberties,
Right.
that is what a republic, that is what a liberal democracy is. You can't bring in a holy book to denounce someone. When every other day,
Okay.
right now we are deflecting from the issue and going to wife burning, and that's the deflection prohibited in Islam.
We should reflect on the deflection too.
More
No?
than
Iran
that.
Trivedi, one second, let
Also-
everyone speak, everyone will have a
The
go. Yeah,
issue
Iran Trivedi.
also here is
Yeah.
of trolling, what you initially mentioned. It's an issue that
Which
our
women are
world,
particularly-
yes,
yeah.
the women are subject to. Look at it here with Karina, with Shami's wife, and I think that our world is becoming increasingly more virtual, increasingly more cyber, and we need to have a code of conduct. It's like even in this world, people just can't drive their cars in whichever way they want. They have to follow a code of conduct. And what's happening in social media, in our cyber world, which is as much as a reality now, the virtual world is as much of a reality as our world. It's disgraceful, and I think there needs to be control.
So
Actually,
what
Maulana ji,
interesting-
you should be telling people that please control yourselves. Please conduct yourselves in a proper way on social media. Don't just go out and abuse anyone, you know? That's what should be...
People can go on the street and can do the gay pride. People can write the articles, columns in newspaper. So you should also say, control them yourself. We are not
Let's go to Hilal
Europe.
Ahmed. Hilal
You cannot
Ahmed,
pass judgment on anybody like this.
we've
No,
heard
you
varying
are
issues on
only
this.
very selective.
Okay, no. Let's stay on this particular issue. Hilal Ahmed, we've heard varying views on this, from controlling it to denouncing it outright, calling it un-Islamic, to having other feminist point of view on it. Where do you stand on this issue?
I think I would prefer to disagree with, partly disagree, partly agree with all of them.
Right.
In my view, individual choice and their decision to wear, what to wear, how to wear should be respected.
Right.
They are not the representative of Muslim community at all.
I don't think they're trying to be.
Obviously.
Right,
So we should not intervene in their personal lives.
Right.
I agree with most of the
Right.
point made on that point. But at the same time, we have to be very clear about when they would be treated as if they are representing Islam, or as if they are representing the Muslim community in India.
But they never said
I
that.
think, no, let me finish, sir. But in my view, I think you have to, you have to oppose all form of essentialism, all form of those direct and indirect violence which are actually imposed on women's body. So in my view, I think essentialism of all kind must be opposed, and therefore there is a need to to contextualize these two particular incidents. Without contextualization, we won't be able to draw the specific issues which are coming out of it.
Right.
Otherwise, we either will talking about the language in which Maulana
So
Sahib is saying,
actually
or
yeah.
we would be
I
drawing the conclusion that actually clergy is in fact introducing the lives of 14 crore people.
Okay,
so we have to be
which
very clear
brings
about
me-
this.
Which actually brings me to...
extremes.
You're calling both extremes.
Tarekh Sahib and Maulana Sahib are both extremes.
What do you mean extreme?
No.
What exactly is extreme?
What the clergy says. I mean,
I would like.
Appointed the clergy.
I would like to. I would like
Why
to call.
should I give to
it happens in all religions.
I would like to say something here.
If a sister or a father
One of the
commits
Akbar Allahabadi couplet, Akbar Allahabadi said, La hawla wala quwwat, kya ulta zamana hai, औरत तो है मर्दाना और मर्द जनाना है. Today what has happened, and the male from top to tie, their body is covered,
Maulana
but the
Sahib, let me-
women's body,
Maulana Sahib, I will quote Akbar
bodies
Allahabadi.
are
Maulana
exposed.
Sahib, do you agree with what
No.
I will quote Akbar Allahabadi. I have another thing.
People, male here sitting over there, they are covered except their
No, I
face.
think...
Maulana
And the
Sahib,
same
I
parda
have
is
Akbar
allowed
Allahabadi.
place for the women.
I don't think
Only
that's...
Sunitra, let me quote Akbar Allahabadi.
The male, female's parda is
No,
loose,
I don't
loose
think
garment.
that...
Maulana
that's the
Sahib.
point at all.
Tight
Okay.
garment.
Maulana Sahib, let me
Okay,
quote Akbar Allahabadi.
Okay, let's go on.
I have Akbar Allahabadi as a counter.
Okay, the student
No, I have
wants to say
Akbar
that.
Allahabadi.
One second, Atiya Reddy, yeah.
I'm no expert as such, but I read a quote somewhere about Quran saying that women are wise enough to understand what is righteous to wear and what is not righteous to wear. They have a good sense of dignity carrying around. So why to make a fuss out of it? Moreover, they have personal life. If someone comments upon my personal life, I have an issue with this. And you are right now making a comment about someone's personal life. That is not done in any point scenario, sir.
Okay, no, I'll come back to that. I think
Akbar
it's
Allahabadi
also,
shared.
one second,
Yeah,
one
to counter
particular
him.
point you talked about, Bilal Ahmed, you talked about the two incidents and what it says. If we try and draw a kind of connecting point between both of this, and Tarekh Fateh, I want you to comment on this. Many people, do both of these incidents show that the personal is now a political, especially...
Yeah, let me explain that. Let me explain
because
that.
it's interesting because you attacked...
Nothing is
you
personal.
attacked Saif and
No, just a
Karina.
second. Let me, if you ask a
Go
question.
ahead. Yeah.
Nothing is personal about a public figure. If you are a public figure, you will be under scrutiny. Number two, this issue... let me consider... Yeah, don't try to interrupt me, please. You're a professor.
Thank you very much for reminding me.
No, please. Don't
Okay,
try
go
to score
ahead.
points.
Let's not quibble
This is
about
not
this, yeah.
this is not a high school, sir.
Go ahead.
It's not a high school.
Go ahead.
कहाँ से ले आते हैं लोग सर? देखिए,
जहाँ से आपको
इशू है भैया प्लीज, ये मस्जिद नहीं है, it's not a mosque.
अरे बोलिए भाई, आप बोल क्यों नहीं रहे?
Okay, Tarekh Fateh, go ahead. Why is it that...
Well, if I have to, देखिए, बताइए,
Sir, please take him out, sir.
in my
Sir,
country
please
from
take him out, sir. Go
Pakistan.
ahead, Tarekh Fateh, go ahead. Yeah.
भाई ये मस्जिद नहीं मौलाना साहब, why don't you understand this?
What is the... Why did you...
Go ahead, please. Say what you
Well,
want to
can
say.
you keep
We're not
quiet?
getting anywhere.
I'm not talking to
We're
you,
not
sir.
getting anywhere.
You represent the mullah. You
Yeah,
given
please.
there's
Let
a
him
very
answer.
essential
Yeah.
issue. This would have not been an issue if, before the birth of the child, the mother wouldn't have said that my husband is a historian. And as a historian, he is looking for a name that gives tradition and history behind that. And after saying that, you come up and name your child after the worst human disaster that afflicted all of human history, the man who killed 17 million people, destroyed killed 100,000 Hindus in Delhi, and you come about... Let me finish, sir.
It's not a
And
Hindu-Muslim issue.
it is. One
Okay, sir,
second.
if you can wrap up.
If you don't want to let me complete that,
Tarekh
it's a
Fateh.
no. You cannot agree with.
Citizenship in our
One
country.
second. What do you
Many-
mean citizenship in your
many
country?
people-
Your name is Kasmi.
Tarekh Fateh,
One second.
many
Let me
people would
no. Let me
say it's a
clarify.
personal attack,
One second.
personal choice.
I'll tell you what a personal choice is.
Country.
Okay, one second. sir.
Kasmi Sahab, you are named after Muhammad bin Qasim as Kasmi. Yeah? Yes. You should be the last person to say anything about India. You understand that? And you, ma'am, you are a Sayyid, you are an Arab.
Why don't you
Don't
agree
do
with
that.
Tariq? Why don't you
I'm a kafir. I'm a kafir. Yes.
Okay.
And what should happen? What should happen to a kafir?
What should happen to a kafir? You're not. The mic has moved on. The mic has moved on. The mic has moved on. No one can understand what you're saying. Why don't
You want to censor what I'm saying?
Why don't you agree with what he's saying? Go ahead.
And it is very dangerous.
Once again,
Absolutely. No. You should say that these are Pakistan ISI agents and I'm a kafir. Maybe you want to address that issue.
No.
Maybe you two think. No, since you are covering for the mullah, you should do that. भाई आप मुल्ला के एजेंट हैं, आप लोग सबकी हवा खींचती हुई है. You guys are scared. No, you guys are scared that this mullah will give a fatwa on you. So all of you on the same side.
Let's get a little calmer here on agenda. Stay with us.
Yes, I know that.
Yes.
Welcome back on Agenda. We're talking about two incidents of trolling, and the issue obviously generated a lot of strong reactions. A lot of the students here have things to say as well. Interesting, you felt that Shami perhaps invited some of this kind of attack. Why is that?
What I feel is that there's a lot of fuss being created at the public life. It is his public life or private life. But I feel is that if you have such a private life, then why keep it on the social media? Why put the photo in first place on the social media?
Do you want to respond to that? People saying that if you're a public person and if you put your personal pictures of your family, then it's open to scrutiny. How would you respond to that?
I don't actually agree with that. I do think that we are making the personal very political. You know, I do think that everyone has a right to a private life, and commenting on what two people have named their child or what someone's wife is wearing is deeply disturbing. And as a society, we should not be encouraging it.
So why not name someone Hitler?
You know,
have you seen anyone called Hitler?
But that's
Why?
That's their choice.
Why?
You know?
What do you mean?
Maybe
you mean to say that there are people in Germany would be called Hitler or in Israel?
Who knows?
What do you mean?
There
Tell
are many
me.
admirers of
No.
Hitler.
Where? Maybe in India. Maybe in India.
Okay.
Not in Israel or
But
Germany.
there must be a way to conduct ourselves.
Okay.
This is how you conduct?
One second. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. You want
What
to
is the
comment?
question?
No, how this is the personal now very, very political. Every choice that we make
And
is that
religious.
enough? Yeah.
And religious as well.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think, we need to understand the slogan personal is political in the context of feminism, and therefore we have to, do not stretch it to the extent that everything personal and political would become, so feminism should be respected, and at the same time, the question you ask is very specific. If someone, for example, my wife, if two consenting adults feel that this should be the dress and they should be wearing that dress, I don't think that anybody has any right to criticize them or tell them that what should they wear.
Right.
Similarly, if I would like to name my son or my wife would like to name my son in a particular manner, I think anybody should not have any right to oppose me. That, having said that, I think then, we should also realize that history is always contextual. Something which has happened in the past should not be over-understood in the present context.
Tarekh Fateh, you obviously disagree with that.
Well, the day you find me a Hitler in Israel or in Poland, that's the day I'll tell you. For all the people scared the witless as to what would happen, my contention is that Indian Muslims have been deliberately avoiding naming their children Indian names with intent. I'll give you an example. You find many Shams, you'll find no Suraj.
Right.
You find many Hilal, you find no Chand. And that is what my point is. These are objects, these are names that signify anything. To suggest that Turkish, Arabic, Uzbek are fine, but Indian is not fine.
Atiyah Zaidi, you haven't responded to it. Do you agree that he's actually making a charge against Indian Muslims? Would you agree with what he's saying?
Well, my Bua, my father's sister, her name is Kamini. My grandfather liked that word, he named her Kamini. We had this word. So that's good. I mean,
That's good.
I
So
think
carry on with that.
I think names belong to languages, not to religions.
Okay, that's a good point.
The words, yeah.
But Arabic, these are Arabic words you're using.
Okay, one question. Yeah,
It's
go ahead.
clear that Saif, being a historian, why would we go with a name that's
First of all,
Tamur?
he's not a historian.
Yeah, he said.
He said he's a historian. That why would he go with the name Tamur? Do you know that there is a missile named Tamur in Pakistan that's clearly anti-Indian? Why only Tamur?
Yeah,
My question is, we have never seen an American name his child after Osama bin Laden. We have never seen an Israeli name his child after Hitler. So why it is only in India that we see any actor name his child after Taimur?
Go ahead.
Why only Tamur?
Yeah.
I think, again, if you go to Mewar, and you will find many Suraj, many Hindu names.
Very
And
interesting.
India,
Okay.
when we talk of Indian Muslims, we have to realize that there is no one Muslim community in India. There are multiple various sort of communities, and there is no one Islam in India. There are multiple forms of Islam in India. Therefore, when we look at India from the point of view of North. What about southern India?
That's
what
a good
about
point.
northeast India?
So I just want to be totally out of time.
And
I
one
wanted to
minute.
just ask the Maulana, now that you've heard of the students, everybody else, do you now rethink your position, sir, that you were judging Shami's wife, you're saying that her dress was... Do you rethink that now, that perhaps it's not right to judge someone for their personal outfit?
First of all,
Especially because her husband approves and he was proud of what she was
First
wearing.
of all, we are here to discuss the specific religion. So it is not fair to have the audience from other religion to clap for one person.
Sir, but
And this is,
I
yes,
don't know.
one thing, another one. Very good. Another. Yes. Let me.
You can perhaps write in to us on Twitter and on NDTV.com to let us know what you say. The debate here continues. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.